CS-45, the original information, guidance and advisory unit of the Central Zone, is at your service. Feel free to ask me about anything. This information is restricted. I am sorry, but I cannot tell you. This information is also restricted. As long as my programming keeps restricting me from revealing certain information, I will not be able to answer your questions regarding the industrial zone lockdown. Feel free to ask me about anything. The radiation leak issue a few days ago was the direct reason behind the death of all the organics on the planet. I was there with the colonists from the industrial zone when we attacked them. They were caught completely in the plane. The high density of radiation made them feel dead in less than a minute. There was no time to take them out. The colonists assumed that the leakage of the radiation was part of an attack on the colony. However, no enemy was spotted in the colony during or after the leakage, which makes me suspect that it could actually be some sort of an accident. But we cannot be sure about anything until we find proof to support one of the theories. Feel free to ask me about anything. Geologically, the planet is a typical example of a terrestrial world composed of a metallic inner core, a molten outer core, and a rocky mantle. It is the planet's mineral-rich crust that makes it different. It was the main reason why we droids formed a colony here. I will be glad to provide you all the information on the colony I possess. Yes, I have heard as much. I do not know anything other than the fact that the colonists were involved. I was not in this zone at the time. I was in the industrial zone, and did not resume my duties here until after the radiation. The whole fight and the radiation business is interesting, especially given that... no, you did not ask for this much information. I will stop talking. I overheard the colonists talking about a droid in the industrial zone being destroyed. That was shortly before the fight and the radiation incidents. I do wonder if there's a connection. I could not come up with a reason for it myself. No other droid could, unless reprogrammed, and that would require some really heavy modifications to the core program. And there is no motive for the Sith to do it either. We are currently located in the administrative section of the colony, the Central Zone. From here you can access the Industrial Zone. The Environmental Zone unfortunately appears to be locked at the moment. Each of the zones house one of the behaviour pillars, where the Archons, the superior droid intelligences, can be found. IS-24 is the Industrial Arc. He is an extremely responsible and loyal unit. It was a pleasure to work with him during the period of my previous assignment. ESO-5 is the environmental Archon. Unfortunately, I do not know her personally, but IS-24 praised her and the collaboration between the two of them. The main behaviour core located here is the House of M478, the Supreme Archon and the former administrator of the whole colony. As the colonists informed me, M478 was shut down to conserve energy, which allowed them to maximise the efficiency of the droid production. Do you have any other questions about the colony? The colonists are part of the association of Force users known to the galaxy as the Sith Order. According to the information I gathered while working in the Industrial Zone, they discovered this planet only a few years ago. After evaluating the planet's industrial potential, they decided to establish this colony, powering the droid manufacturing with the ample natural resources located here. Do you have any other questions about the colony? The droids were sent here first to build the whole colony and prepare it for the arrival of the colonists. I must say that at some point, due to a longer than anticipated period of silence, we began to wonder if they may have scrapped the whole problem. Thankfully, their ships have finally landed. With our first task successfully completed, we are now fulfilling our primary task of aiding the colonists in any way may be necessary. Do you have any other questions about the colony? The maintenance droid may be able to provide you with some droid components. There is also a medical station in the industrial zone. Speak to IS-62 there. If you are interested in weapons or armor, then unfortunately there is not much we can offer you. There is still some of the equipment that used to belong to the colonists lying around, but you will have to find it yourself. Do you have any other questions about the colony? I will be glad to provide you all the information on the colony I possess. Feel free to ask me about anything.
What can I do for you? I do not understand it. His unit cannot restrict any information he possesses. There must have been some kind of critical error in his memory core. Wait here. I will take care of it immediately. It appears that CS-45's memory core was physically damaged. Additionally, I found an unknown entry in his register which was restricting part of the data on his memory core. I am not sure where this unusual entry came from, but its presence explains why CS-45 did not report to me about physical damage of his memory core. I have deleted the entry from his register. Immediately after that, CS-45 reported about his defects and confirmed the part you have found belongs to him. He is the droid you were looking for. Thank you for informing me about the situation. I will have to replace his damaged memory core, so please, if you have any business with him, make it quick.
CS-45, the original information, guidance and advisory unit of the Central Zone, is at your service. Feel free to ask me about anything. I am sorry, sir, but I am still not able to do it. With the register entry that was classifying part of my data removed, I can now explain to you the reason behind my inability to help you with your problem. After the colonists arrived on the planet, they introduced several security and safety systems. My unit was assigned with the task of preventing any intruders from getting into the second recharge station section of the industrial zone, where our most prominent colonists were located. I was supposed to seal the gate to the second recharge station section as soon as possible, if there was any attack on the colony. I was also assisting the colonists in enhancing other security systems in the industrial zone. As it seems, those have failed, unfortunately. To avoid revealing the code to the gate in the industrial zone to any potential enemy, of course. The register entry input by the colonist restricted me from revealing information about my duty even after fulfilling the assignment. I was, until the colonist assigned me my new task, which was fulfilled at the time I sealed the gates of the second recharge station section. As a result, my programming has instructed me to begin performing my old duties again. When the radiation leaked into the industrial zone, I sealed the gate to the second recharge station section to secure our masters located there. For some unknown reason, one of the colonists tried to prevent me from sealing the gate. He fired at me. My memory core was down. Thankfully, I was not destroyed completely. If that had happened, the security system would have opened the gate automatically, and the enemies could have reached our masters. Unfortunately, the damage I received wiped out part of the data in my memory core, along with the code to open the gate to the second recharge station. I believe the removal of my current memory core would be classified by the security system as an annihilation of the whole unit. The gate would open automatically. Thank you for your kindness. I will report to him immediately.
What can I do for you? I will replace his broken memory core with a new one, though he will remain inactive until M478 is reactivated. replacement of a memory core means that all the former assignments of the particular unit become outdated. With the death of all the colonists, M478 is the only entity authorized of assigning CS45 a new task.
So the news is true. Humans are populating this colony again, but I have to ask you some questions that have been going all over my circuits lately. Am I allowed to do so? I have been performing my duties the best I could for over 60 years, since we, droids, arrived on this planet, never questioning our motives. But ever since the colonists' arrival and the deactivation of M478, I began to wonder, where did we come from? Why are we needed? Who made us? Yes, but by whom? And why exactly? Why were we not accompanied by our constructors? Are there any other droid worlds awaiting for colonization as we are? Is there M578? I tried once, but I was told to get back to work. I was going to try again, but then they died. We have arrived on this planet over 63 years ago. It's nearing 64, I believe. But if you do not, then who does? Is there no one left able to tell me where we came from? Why we are needed? Who made us? But if you... Good day.
Oh, it is you again. I am very glad to see you. May I request your help? It's about main manufacturing unit. I thought he was in the lockdown side of the zone, but now it opened and I still have not heard from him. I was unable to find out what happened to him. If you have got the time, can you find him? He should be in manufacturing somewhere, I suppose. But if that really was the case, he would be contacted. While we can easily proceed without him, since all his authorization has been passed on me the moment he left this room, I would much prefer to have him around. That is great news. I will be waiting for your return. Is there anything else?
Finally, some good news! I see that with the radiation leak gone, organics can once again populate this facility. Perhaps now, operations will finally return to normal. Now that I have expressed my happiness, I would like to offer you any information on the facility's status that you may require. This whole area has recently flooded with radiation. Whether it was an act of sabotage, an attack, or merely an accident is currently unknown. We lost contact with the environmental zone at approximately the same time. All our colonists in the central and industrial zones were killed, as you probably heard already. Then you arrived. I'm sure you don't want to hear this after all you've gone through to get here, but that may be a problem. IS-24 is located in an Archon chamber located at the other end of the Research and Development Center. Unfortunately, the chamber itself is locked and off-limits to pretty much everyone. The only way to arrange a meeting with IS-24 is via I-101. Problem is, he's missing. It means that no one has seen him in quite some time. Hard to say who contacted him last. I know some droids who are, or used to be anyway, in contact with I-101 regularly. 4 droids to be more specific. Our research leader, designer droids, testers, and a lead maintenance unit. Each of them has to contact IS-24 for one reason or another. Farewell, and good luck then. Welcome once again, organic life form. Our colonists' orders. This whole section was to be locked down should any attack on this facility be attempted. CS-45, the droid in charge of a lockdown, must have interpreted this radiation leak as an attack. Whether his interpretation was correct or not is yet to be determined.